Dude, holy shit, that was... Yo! Yo, what the fuck? Yo! What the fuck, dude? Who the fuck was that guy? What the fuck? What the fuck was he doing to my fucking PC? Yo, why is League of Legends installed? Hello everyone, it is me, Dougie J. And yes, I am wearing a button down today.
What the hell?
Because I decided to be a little bit fancy, you know? It's a little bit warmer outside too, for once. Thank God, Michigan weather is actually getting warmer now. We're actually heading into spring. But for today's review, I would like to take a look at a game that has been popping up in my feed on YouTube, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Facebook even. I also got a comment on my last video saying that this game is leagues better than Fragpunk. And of course, the game that I'm talking about is Overwatch, baby! Nah, I'm just kidding. What I'm really here to talk about is the finals.
Don't make me do it.
Now, I'm gonna be honest here when I say this, I was a finals naysayer, if you will. So I played the beta for this game and then I never really touched it again. Now, like I said, I got a comment on my previous Fragpunk review video. If you haven't watched it, please go check it out. It'll be in the link in the description. I think it's very cool. I spent a lot of time on it, so I would appreciate if you gave it some love.
I love you, bitch.
Now, this commenter said that they preferred the finals over Fragpunk. Now, I mean, this is kind of a big statement for me because when I saw this comment, at first I wasn't sure what he was talking about. I was like, the finals? I was like, you mean this finals? I'm not gonna lie, it took me like 5-10 minutes of really sitting there and thinking to be like, okay, what the fuck is this guy talking about? I stumbled across a video that also kind of piqued my interest in the finals, and it was a video by Artie IRL. I was like, holy shit, dude, like this game got updated. There's so much new game modes, there's new guns, there's new customizations, there's a sponsored section. You can get like sponsored in game. Like what? Also in his video, he kind of goes into depth a lot about like how the devs are also actually listening to the community, which is something that is, you know, kind of been weeded out in terms of these new games coming out. I kind of feel like the new games nowadays are made by these really big companies and all they're thinking about is like, okay, how much money can we make from this? It's like, okay, we're gonna make the cake and we're gonna set it out for people to eat, but there's no frosting on it. And by the time the dude comes to go put the fucking frosting on the cake is spoiled, bro. Like, there's no fucking reason anymore to even put the frosting on it. He also talked about how the finals is gonna be hosting a $100,000 tournament in the near future. And that also kind of sparked my interest in this game because I thought that this game was dead. And when I was doing a little bit of research online, from my understanding, other people were kind of writing this game off as being dead as well. But there being a $100,000 tournament really piqued my interest because it means that the game is naturally on the come up now. And so the combination of the comment on my last video and the video by Artie, I was just kind of like, you know what, bro? I think it's time to reinstall the finals and just crack it open and just dive right in. And let's find out if the finals is really on the come up. So the first thing that really stood out to me about this game is the vibe it has, dude. So you play as a contestant and you're sent into these arenas where there are people watching you fight to the death over money. And then there are announcers in the game as well. that really bring the whole stadium vibe together. When you first launch the game, they have this really nice cinematic, and you just hear the announcers being like,
and with risks and damages in the air, we're happy to have insurance company Holto as a proud sponsor. Holto, digitally insured, virtually secured.
There are also sponsors in the game, and there's 3 sponsors total, and you pick one of them to sponsor you, and then you compete against the other 2, which is a very interesting concept to me because I've never even seen like in-game sponsors before, ever, in an FPS game. Now, in this game, you get to play as 3 different contestants, and the classes are very simple, which I love. You can either play as a small, medium, or large contestant. Think of it as kind of like picking a class in like an RPG game. They each have different amounts of health, movement, speed, and gadgets. The small contestant is going to have the least amount of health, but they're going to be much faster than the medium and large contestant. And the large contestant is going to have a whole bunch of health, and he's going to obviously move slower than the small contestant. And then the medium contestant is going to be kind of like your balanced option, where you're going to have a moderate amount of health, and you're not going to move too fast, but you're not going to move too slow either. And the gadgets are vastly different between the contestants too. So this game is a little bit different than other FPS games in the fact that it only allows you to run one primary gun. And I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of weird to get used to in the beginning because you'll be fighting someone and you'll both run out of ammo and you'll both just kind of be standing there staring at each other, watching you reload. And then you'll go back and shoot each other. Now, because you can only carry one gun, they allow you to carry up to 3 gadgets. Now, most of the gadgets are your typical grenades, Molotov, smoke grenade, flashbang. But then there are some other gadgets that are a little bit more unique and that I haven't really seen in any other FPS game up until now. And 2 of them that I want to talk about, one is the gateway nade, and the other is kind of like a sensor nade, where you throw it and it'll like emit like a it's kind of cool because you can kind of just throw it and it'll still ping enemies through walls. Now the gateway nade is cool because it's like Portal. You throw one end here, you throw the other end out there, and then you can freely TP back and forth. The gunplay itself, you know, putting the reload thing to the side, you know, it feels very fluid. It feels nice. Holy shit, man. If I had to compare it to another game, I guess I would compare it to Call of Duty. Each gun has its own different spray control, but it's not like CS:GO levels of spray control. You know, it's very moderate. The hit registration feels super nice. It actually feels like I'm hitting someone and doing damage to them. And it's nice too to see the health bar, because without the health bar, you wouldn't be able to know that the medium contestant's AK cannot kill a heavy contestant in one clip.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Dude, these maps, bro. Oh my God, the maps are fucking beautiful, dude. I don't know what these devs were on when they were making this map, but chef's kiss, dude. Now, my favorite map has to be Kyoto. The buildings, the forest, the water, the way the lighting reflects off the water through the bamboo forest into the building. It's just beautiful, man. When I play on maps in the finals, it really feels like a unique experience every time. And no other FPS game from what I've seen and played has map design like this. And yes, you can kind of attribute the fact that the environment being destructible kind of elevates the maps, and you know, it brings that like originality feel and like the variety, playing the same map over and over again. Like, just take a look at Battlefield, right? They have destructible environments, but yet there are good maps and there are bad maps. In the finals, I haven't really come across a terrible map, which is kind of strange for me to say out loud. Because I feel like most FPS games usually have at least 1 to 2, maybe 3 bad maps. But honestly, disagree with my point all you want, but you can't deny that these maps feel like there's been love and care put into them by the devs. It's almost like they were nurturing a child, you know? It's almost like they were nurturing their own map baby. I don't know why I've been talking about babies a lot. I talked about babies in my last video. And now I'm talking about babies again in this video. Maybe I'm ready to settle down, ladies. Now, I do want to talk about the performance a little bit. I like to preface, yes, I was streaming this game. And yes, you can watch me on Twitch, twitch.tv/DougieJ, link in the description. And on top of me streaming the game, I was also playing the game on medium settings. And I don't have like a potato PC, but I don't have a really high-end PC either. I would consider my build to, you know, be somewhere in the middle. And I was experiencing some weird frame drops, specifically when parts of the buildings were getting destroyed, or they have these gas canisters around the map that you can pick up and you can throw at people. Some of them are smoke grenades. Some of them release a toxic gas. Some of them, when you throw them, they explode on impact. Some of them, when you throw them, they make a wall of goo. And I noticed whenever someone would throw the smoke ones specifically, it would also kind of drop my frames and I would be stuttering a little bit. But it would only be for like, 10, 20 seconds, something like that. And when I did turn my settings to low, all of those problems kind of just went away. And I know everyone's gonna be like, oh, well, I don't want to play this game on low. I don't want to have to play this game on low, man. You're talking about how the maps are looking so beautiful, but what if I play this game on low and the maps are looking like shit? They don't still. Even on low, I found that the maps still look extremely beautiful. I kind of feel like you can play this game on any type of setting and you'll still have a really enjoyable experience. Now, the finals has 4 game modes, and I kind of only just want to talk about one of them. And I know what you're saying, well, how can you be a reviewer and not talk about the other modes? How come you're only going to talk about one mode, man? What kind of reviewer are you, bro? Now, I want you to calm down a little bit, okay? Because the reason that I am only going to talk about one of the modes is because the other 3 modes are like your standard modes that you would find in any FPS game. It's your search and destroy game mode, team deathmatch, and a form of King of the Hill called Power Shift. Now, Power Shift is a unique version of King of the Hill, only in the sense though that the hill is a platform, and when you're in the hill or on the platform, then the platform will move. I can't really consider that to be like, oh my god, this is a brand new game mode, I've never seen this game mode before, oh my god, what the hell. Now, the game mode that I really want to talk about that initially brought me to the game is Cash Out. Now, Cash Out is the finals original game mode. Like, I'm talking about, this was the only game mode that you could play in the beta. And it's a game mode that I haven't seen in any other FPS to date. And what the game mode is there's usually 4 teams of 3 competing for
Money!
Now, you can collect money in different ways. You can either get kills to earn money, or you can unlock vaults, and the vault will have a certain cash value, and then you'll take said vault and you will bring it to a cash out station. And when you bring it to said cash out station, a timer will start. And I don't know exactly how long it takes to fully cash out, but your team has to sit there and defend the cash out from the 3 other teams that are trying to steal it from you. And this game mode makes for a really interesting and fun experience because you can be losing the entire game, and then you can just steal a cash out in the last like 5 seconds of the game, and you can end up winning the game, which is what I did in one of my games. Nice. Take that. Take it. Take it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, we qualified. Oh my god, stealing that was so huge. But the reason why I love this game mode so much though is because it feels like there's no like stale moments. It always feels like there's a constant flow and you're constantly moving, you're constantly trying to get more money, you're constantly going to a new vault, unlocking the vault, you're constantly going for kills. Sometimes it'll have like a headhunter and it'll highlight the player with the most kills in the game. And if you go and kill them, then you'll get a large amount of money just for killing someone. So like the game mode always feels like there's something to do and there's some way to make money.
Holy shit!
Now, the finals also has a really cool mode called World Tour. And it's basically like a bracket mode where you enter into a tournament and you're pinned up against, I want to say it's 8 teams total. I think the World Tour gets updated every season, and I don't know if they're choosing a different game mode every season, but the game mode that I played in the World Tour was Cash Out. And I'm assuming that Cash Out's kind of the universal ranked mode that the finals has. But you basically play in a bracket with 8 teams, and you play Cash Out, and you advance through the bracket, and obviously if you win, you'll get more points than if you finish last. And the points you get, you can unlock cool cosmetics. And honestly, I mean, if we're gonna look at the finals gold and emerald cosmetics compared to Fragpunk's like gold and silver cosmetics, the finals kind of like shits on Fragpunk. The World Tour is probably like my favorite game mode in the finals, just because I love the whole tournament vibe and how you're going through the bracket and how, you know, you can go to the losers bracket and still make your way back up to win. But I don't think there's a losers bracket in this game, but just that bracket system and just having the tournament system is really cool. And I kind of wish that more games would implement that more.
Looking at me, facing the mirror is all I need.
Okay, now I have to talk about the cosmetics for this game because there are too many goddamn cosmetics in this game, okay? Now, I'm all for variety, okay? I'm all for it. And I mean, shit, I'm a CSGO player, so you would think that I would love all these cosmetics and all this content in the game, because over in CSGO, Valve is literally actively starving its player base. Now, I'm not saying to like get rid of all this content, because I think all the content is great. And the more content, the better, right? But it can kind of be a little overwhelming for a new player, I feel like. And I kind of think that, you know, they can kind of slowly integrate different parts of the content, you know, as you level up. But I love what you can do with it. I feel like you can do so much in this game, and you have so much freedom to do anything. I love how you can keep the same player model, but you can wear whatever the fuck you want. Like, all the dress to impress enjoyers out there are gonna love the customization options in this game. I can already see it. There's too many unlockables, I think, and there's so many different leveling systems, and I just think it can be overwhelming to a new player is all. I do see the vision, though, of where this game wants to go, and I think it can easily get there. It's not very labor intensive on your PC. It's free. The devs are listening to the community. Like, I don't know what more you want me to say. I can confidently say that I really enjoyed my comeback to the finals, and I am going to continue to keep playing the finals from here on out. Thank you guys for watching. I may have forgotten some things because, you know, I have only been playing somewhat recently, and the last time I played this game, like I said, was the beta, which was years ago. So my memory of this game and like how it plays and all that stuff is a little bit foggy, but I tried my best, you know, to kind of talk about every aspect of the game. If you guys did enjoy the video, leaving a like and subscribing would be cool. Also, leave a comment. you know, in case I missed something or in case, you know, I should check something out again. And always, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend.